In this review, I'm going to take a look at the B5 Systems Enhanced Sopmod Stock and the Magpul CTR Stock. The Magpul being on the right and the B5 on the left. This is the first B5 stock that I've had a chance to play around with, and this particular style, this SOPMOD style stock, it's kind of interesting if you get into it, because there's at least 3 different companies that make this exact style of stock. There's NSWC Crane, which is the USGI, which was the first version, and then there's LMT, and now there's B5. There's minor differences between those 3 different ones. The LMT is twice as expensive as the B5. I mean, there's minor cosmetic differences, but I think the sweet spot with the price and the quality is the B5. The B5 runs, 85, 90 bucks, somewhere around there. The LMT is twice as much. Of course, you can get the military surplus, the Crane ones. You can get military surplus ones for, I don't know, 40, 50 bucks, but I don't know what the quality is on those, so I can't really comment. Anyway, this B5 offers 2 versions. They offer a SOPMOD Enhanced and then the SOPMOD Bravo. This is the SOPMOD Enhanced stock, and it has the battery storage compartments on it. And that's why I'm comparing it to the CTR, because those are the 2 stocks. They're roughly in the $80, $90 price range. So anyway, what do we basically have here? We have 2 adjustable stocks, both in black. They both have ambidextrous QD swivel mounts. There's the QD on the Magpul, and there's a QD on the B5. You can mount the QD on either side. The Magpul, obviously, with these slots, can be used for an enhanced cheek weld, or you could, wrap a sling around these, as well as there's a sling hole here and a sling hole there. The B5, there's a slot for a sling, and there's another slot for a sling. You don't really have any holes up here for an enhanced cheek weld. But with that said, if we look at the width, or the girth, if you want to look at it that way, of the B5 and the Magpul, you can see there's a substantial girth difference. The B5's almost 2.5 inches wide, with these tapered cheek rest areas, and the Magpul is about 1 3/4 inches. So these seem to be a more comfortable stock for resting your cheek against. The CTR, the main difference between the Magpul Mo and the CTR is the ability to adjust your position and then lock it down with this lever, and that eliminates any type of wobble you might have with the CTR on your stock. There obviously is no lock with the B5 here, so there's no locking mechanism there. I'll demonstrate how these function on a mil-spec buffer tube here shortly, but I just wanted to cover some of the visual differences and the functional differences that I'm seeing. The rubber pad extension on the B5 is a little bit thicker than the Magpul. Of course, I just knocked this over. I don't want to do that again. The Magpul lists the rubber buffer pad at 0.30, so a little over 1/4 of an inch. And the B5 looks like it's about a 1/2 inch. So you have a thicker shoulder pad on the B5. The Magpul rubber piece is removable with looks like Torx or some Allen head screws. The B5 appears to be pressure fit, and these tabs, if you press in on the tabs, yeah, you can remove the rubber piece. I'll have to keep in mind that this is a new product review, so I'm not completely intimate with the B5 yet. Let's see, the other differences noticeable right off the bat. The Magpul doesn't have any additional storage capability for any tools or batteries or anything like that. The B5 Enhanced, as you can see here, you have on either side of this enhanced cheek weld a little cap which you can turn and pull like so, and you have a tube that comes out. Actually, 2 of these, and this cap has got O-rings on it, and it is waterproof, and it is designed to store, well, they say batteries. Obviously this would fit AA's, CR123s, maybe some of the larger batteries, a little bottle of oil if you had something small. You probably wouldn't be able to get any Allen keys in there. It's definitely not wide enough for that. The width of the tube is approximately 3/4 of an inch. So anything with a 3/4 inch diameter you could stuff down into these tubes. So this is a nice, not only is the enhanced cheek weld nice, but the enhanced storage capability is nice as well. I have not installed this on a rifle yet. I'm going to do that shortly here, and you can see when these are inserted, they come down there and they fit flush, and these caps are inserted like so, and then you rotate them upwards. There's a little tab right here, and it captures the tube so the tube doesn't come out and the cap doesn't come off. Now the disadvantage with this design, right off the bat, you're not going to be able to remove these tubes with the stock on your buffer tube. You're going to have to remove the stock completely off of the buffer tube to get access to these compartments. And that's obviously done by design. But, you know, from initially looking at this, I would prefer if these were locked in place but removable with the stock on the buffer tube. That would be my preference. I don't know if it would be possible to do this design where these tubes came out from this end, or you know, if this could be made so it's removable with the stock still on the buffer tube. I don't know if that's feasible. I haven't not even installed this yet. So I also have not had my chance to get my hands on an LMT or one of the you know, the military issue ones, so I can't really compare this B5 to the other stocks or the other versions of this particular style of stock. The LMT is about $200. This is about $85, $90. I can't see the value in the LMT version. I mean, at twice the cost for the same type of design. There's just no way it's twice as good as this one for twice the money. It's just not doable. So I think this is the sweet spot for the functionality. The QD swivels, you know, they snap into place. You can do on both sides, so that's good. I've seen a couple of the military ones, the Crane military ones, and they don't have the QD swivel on them for whatever reason. Maybe those are old generation ones, but the ones I saw didn't have this capability. And of course the Magpul CTR does have the QD swivel. You can do that on either side as well. So I've used a lot of Magpul's products, and I've used a lot of CTRs as well as the MOEs. And I can't say that the CTR is that much better. The Magpul CTR is not that much better than the Magpul standard MOE stock. The big difference is this locking mechanism. That's really the big sell point. But I've used them both. I like them both. I don't really have any complaints with any of the Magpul products. This I'm anxious to try out. I'm anxious to try out and see if this is more comfortable with these enhanced cheek welds. And the additional battery storage is nice also. So I've got a receiver down here, and I'm going to fit these on a lower receiver, and so you can see how these fit, and if there's any type of wobble or anything of that nature. So I'll be back in a second, and we'll start off with the Magpul. Okay, and we've got the CTR mounted. This is my Spikes Tactical lower receiver with a Spikes Tactical mil-spec buffer tube. To install a CTR, you've got to push down on these two pins, push way down on them, and slide the stock onto the buffer tube. And once on the buffer tube, in the unlock position, you probably can't see it, but you can probably hear that there is a small bit of wobble. And if we lock the stock in place, there's no wobble at all. So this is the largest sell point of the CTR stock, is the enhanced stability with this locking mechanism. Because in the unlocked, we press down the lever and we unlock it, there is a bit of wobble. The standard Magpul MOE stock kind of wobbles like this as well. So if the wobbling is an issue, you jump up to the next level, the CTR, with the lockable assembly, and it locks in place. So, and it's easy to adjust. We just get it wherever we want it, and then lock it, and it's nice and solid. So I've used these for many years, and it's been one of my favorite stock designs, and very reliable, very robust. So to excuse the latex glove box in the background, I'm using that to hold this receiver up. I'm going to go ahead and take this off, and we'll put the B5 Sopmod on here and see how that fits. Okay, so here's the B5 Sopmod Enhanced Stock installed on my Spikes lower receiver. The installation is very similar to the standard M4 type stocks, where this lever right here, you just pull down all the way and slide it on. And then of course adjustability is real easy. So it's not really any different than a standard M4. One thing to note right off the bat, there's no wobble on this at all. There's no locking mechanism on this like the CTR. This fits on the mil-spec buffer tube much tighter than the CTR stock does. No wobble, so there's no need for the enhanced lock. Also, there's a hole in the top of the stock, so you can see the position setting. I don't know if you can see it, but like I'm at setting number 4 right there. Not all buffer tubes have this numbering scheme on the top, but if yours does, then you'll be able to see that at a glance, so you know exactly where your stock is positioned. So again, like I mentioned, there's no way to remove these tubes with the stock on the buffer tube assembly. So you have to physically remove this off your rifle to get access to these tubes. That's obviously by design, but I don't like that design. I would prefer if I could get access to the contents without removing this from the rifle. So that's just an initial impression at this point. You know, the adjustability is good, solid clicks, no wobble, very nice stock. What I've seen so far is good and positive. I won't really know for sure how comfortable it is until I have a chance to get it down at the range. It's nice that this rubber shoulder pad here is a bit thicker, should provide a little bit more cushioning, and the enhanced cheek wells, I'm not sure how well those are going to work out, but with my initial testing here down in my shop, it feels pretty comfortable. Much more ergonomic than the CTR, for example, but you know, only time will tell on that one. So looking at this, boy, that's if I had to make a call on, if I was in the market for stock right now, would I buy the B5 SOPMOD Enhanced, or would I buy the Magpul CTR? With what I've seen so far and just playing around with these right now, this might be my new favorite stock. I'll have to report back on that after I've had a couple chances to get down to the range and, you know, shoot 300-400 rounds and kind of get a feel for the comfort. But I like what I see so far. It feels comfortable, and it feels like it's going to be a good replacement, or let me rephrase that, a good option to buying the Magpul CTR. And I just want to reiterate, I don't have any issues with any the Magpul MOE stock or the Magpul CTR. I've used them both extensively. I like them both. They're extremely reliable, high quality. I just think there's a few added benefits to this B5 over the Magpul. I should also state that the B5, they offer a Bravo version, and the Bravo version doesn't have these enhanced cheek wells or the battery storage. I was going to pick up one of those, but you know, again, I'm that type of guy. I like to have little storage compartments, and having the ability to load this up with batteries is great. The only thing I can see off the top of my head is, you know, if you're loading this up with CR123s, you'd have to fill it all the way, and if it was only partially filled, you know, moving the rifle around, you might have batteries sliding back and forth making noise. So I think that's easily rectifiable with you know, some wadded up paper, some cotton balls or something like that, and maybe even some Q-tips to keep things quiet if that would bother you. I don't know if that's actually an issue. I haven't tried to put batteries in these yet or anything like that. So I probably will load them up with batteries and you know, see how that goes. So I don't have anything else more to add on this, well, except for maybe the packaging. Magpul products, like always, the Magpul CTR ships in a nice box, comes with printed instructions and a Magpul sticker. So the POP packaging is very nice on all the Magpul products. This B5 ships in this plastic bag with a sticker on it, and it has a build date. This one was built in 3 of 13, and that's it. So no instructions, no stickers, no fancy packaging. It's almost like OEM packaging. So, which this could be. Maybe this particular one is designed for the OEM market, and it's just designed to be taken out of the plastic bag and installed on a rifle. I don't know. So that's the packaging on the B5. And neither of these come with the QD sling. This QD swivel I have over here is something I already had. Neither of them ship with one of these. So if you want to add something like this, that's an additional cost. So that's going to about wrap it up for this review of the B5 SOPMOD Enhanced buttstock and its comparison to the Magpul CTR.